welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Two in the Cooler. We appreciate you guys listening, watching, tuning in, and this is a good episode. But before we get into that, if you guys want to continue to support the show, the best way to do that is actually do something for yourself, and that is check out the merch. Okay, it's at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. The link is going to be in the show description and in our Instagram bio. We've got hoodies on there, t-shirts, mugs, pint glasses, bucket hats, okay? Everything you need to walk around in style. And folks, I'm telling you what, I say this every time because I can't stress it enough. These shirts and things, this is not that fucking shitty ass brand that we all know, okay, that a lot of people and other shows will use to sell their merch, where these shirts cost like nothing and then they sell them for like $40 a pop. Okay, and then you buy these shirts, they fit like a cardboard box, they shrink in the wash. At snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com, our t-shirts are high fucking quality. Okay, folks, I'm talking tri-blend material. You can't get that anywhere else. We've got logo merch, we've got hashtag pizza tipping, the Matt Can't Read, and not just merch for this show, but also for our twin show, Schemin' and Dreamin', that we produce right here. So why not do a little something for yourself? Get you something, something comfortable, something that's going to make you look good and feel good. Check that out at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Folks, we're all busy. In fact, you're probably listening to this right now while you're on the go. Maybe you're headed to the grocery store and you're dreading it. Why wouldn't you? The grocery store is a terrible place, okay? You're wandering through this labyrinth of aisles. Everybody is rude to each other in the grocery store. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Parking lots at the grocery store are a shitstorm. Everything about that experience is terrible. So why not avoid it all and just use Instacart? Because with Instacart, you can get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. Okay, we've all been in that situation where we pull into the driveway and realize, fuck, I forgot that one ingredient or that one thing that I needed. What am I going to do? Go all the way back? No, don't do that. Don't put yourself through that, okay, folks? That's what I always say. Don't do it. Don't put yourself through it. Write that down, okay? Just use Instacart. And the best part is right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you got to do is spend $10 and Instacart will deliver it right to your front door, absolutely free, in as little as 1 hour. All you have to do is hit the link in this show description, get yourself that deal, start using Instacart today, and make life a little bit easy on yourself. And if you're interested in advertising on this show or our twin show, Schemin' and Dreamin', email SnackSpotSports for details on how you can start reaching thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond. Folks, it's no secret that podcasting, it's a booming industry, okay? And, now big companies are starting to realize that. State Farm, Tropicana, those are the examples that I'll always use. Manscaped, which is not necessarily a big company, but it's becoming a big company because of how many podcasts they fucking advertise on. And you know something? I'm getting a little heated about it because if you ask me, it's time for local businesses to get in on that sweet, sweet podcast advertising cash. So if you want to learn more about all the benefits of podcasting, you can reach out to us, email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com. It is cool. I haven't read it yet. Okay.
Logos are on.
Oh, logos are off.
Spicy.
And that's the way to do it. Yeah, we were just talking about how just over a year ago was the last time that you were on, Noah, and that was the first time we were in the studio. And we talked about
That's
Terry
not at
Pagula.
all what we were just talking about.
Oh, that's what Noah and I were talking about, like before.
Because we were not just talking about that.
No, we were talking about turtles, which I'm down to talk about turtles.
No.
When I was in the bathroom, I was like, maybe I'll start my own show called Turtle Talk, and it'll be about turtles. Not seriously, but I'm always down to talk about Oroku Saki, a.k.a. Shredder, but we're going to get to that later.
Yeah. Teaser,
Oroku Saki teaser. But yeah, it's been a year, over a year since we've been in here, and you're the first guy to come on, and now you're back.
It's an honor. Glad to be back. Fucking studio looks crazy.
Yeah, it looks different.
Super crazy.
Yep, we got the OJ going.
Yeah, shout out to OJ.
We have a brand new prize wheel. which we got for we do like these WWE live streams.
Nice.
And so we got,
How's been?
pretty good, actually. A couple of them have gone very well. But last one is like, breaking in the wheel was a lot with Jake and Ben from Scheming and Dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some great stuff on there.
I totally thought this said Schleeman.
Schleeman?
Yeah, the boys are Schleeman.
I can't read, though, so that makes sense, you know?
Makes two of us.
But there's like Buy a Star on there, which is my favorite one. Would you turn my headphones up even more?
Oh, my
please,
God.
Emily?
I'm trying to find this tweet about O.J. Simpson. I'm not going to find it, though.
Yes, thank you. Ooh, yeah.
Ooh,
that's crisp.
Ooh, that feels good.
This is Howard
How do I
Stern
sound?
quality radio.
He's got a funny voice. It's really good.
Howard Stern?
Yeah, it's not funny, but like it's kind of funny. I hear it sometimes. I'm like, it's hilarious.
It is. It's very distinct, right?
Mhm.
You know, he got that voice because he just screamed himself hoarse constantly so that he would sound good on the radio. That's the kind of
really-
dedication
Is that a true story?
Yeah.
Confirmed?
Yeah.
right off Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I read his book.
Mhm.
I read one of his books.
Oh.
But it was.
You read the cover of one of
I
his
read the
books.
cover of one of his
The
books.
inside cover.
How I Got My Voice by Screaming Myself Hoarse Constantly by Howard
Easy.
Stern.
Read
Yeah.
this book.
Mm-hmm. That was the whole book.
Yeah, it was more of a pamphlet.
Yeah.
I read a pamphlet by Howard Stern.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I haven't really like listened to that guy's show ever.
I've just seen like Beetlejuice clips.
Oh, that's right.
Yo.
Spell
Yeah,
cat.
Beetlejuice is off the... Beetlejuice, I think, doesn't...
Yeah, dude, he's just been vibing. There's like a video that came out and everyone was asking where he is, and he's just like, nah, I've just been laying low.
Yeah. See, he doesn't want anything to do with the limelight anymore. He doesn't fight anymore. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I like the little Brad Marchand guy. I want to see more content.
The
of
Russian
him.
version of...
Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, there's like these videos where there's like this mini dude, like he's like he looks like someone who just got shrunk,
He's very small.
but he's got.
But he doesn't look like a small person.
Right.
I don't know the correct
It literally
word.
looks like he got shrunk.
Yeah.
It's really bizarre, but in every video you see him, he's just aggressively throwing hands at people and trying to punch people, and they're just like laughing at him because he's like, it's like a toy. It's like a human toy.
And he's
It's
got like
weird.
correct me if I'm wrong, but he has like a Zdeno Chara counterpart with him at all times, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Like
like
a
a big
7
dude.
foot like Ukrainian dude that's just always hanging out with him.
They
too.
pair well. Oh wait. Oh no, I'm thinking of
You're thinking of Habu.
Yeah.
No, I was
You're
thinking
thinking
of the
of the
other
fat
guy.
dudes.
I wasn't thinking of Hasbulla. I was thinking of the
Hasbulla,
guy
that's his name.
that was like fighting Hasbulla when they both. Which
Somebody fought Hasbulla?
well, that's
That
how
couldn't have gone
how
well
he
for
got
him.
like
He's talking about the other
popular.
one.
No,
They're
I
like the
know who
same
Hasbulla
people.
is.
They're both the same.
Yeah.
They just have different names.
Except Hasbulla has really become like the way more popular than that other guy.
Dude,
and I
yeah.
feel like
I'm 100% under.
happens?
I
gotta
think
feel bad.
Hasbulla memes are hysterical.
me too. He seems like he's. I think they're. I don't know. Every time I see him like feeding his monkey or something, it makes me
I saw
smile.
one the other day where like it was like GTA or something, and it was like me hitting or like Forza or something, some big ramp, and it was like then the dude next to me, and it was Hasbulla like holding on, like, and the dude was just hitting the fucking huge ramp. That was funny, but other than that, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's the
Hasbulla's
only
Some
one.
like
funny.
trends are just like
I'm on board with
they
Hasbulla.
get
Yeah, I
fucking
get that.
drained out.
Hasbulla, come on the show.
That'd be cool.
Does he speak English?
I don't believe he does. I've only ever seen him.
We'll
use
have Emily
translators,
translate.
So
We'll
yeah,
have Emily translate.
whatever language
Yeah,
that is.
doesn't matter.
Emily's very good with language. I wish we had like a Babbel sponsorship that we could plug
Yeah,
right there.
that would have been perfect. If we did, we'd have to talk about Hasbulla way too often is the problem.
Right, we'd
that's
always
true.
bring him up just to
Yeah,
lead into
just,
Babbel.
uh-huh.
Okay, that works.
Just to segue ourselves into a plug.
Yeah, sneaky marketing,
Mhm.
that sort of thing.
I was born to love.
Yeah, now I'm kind of regretting putting on
To
Caddyshack
lick your face.
before we got here.
I was born to rub you.
Oh, you know what? I was saying to Matthew that reminded me of is, do you remember that time? Because you were on my team for Beer Olympics when we did it that one year at our parents' house
Yeah.
when we had gotten back from Florida.
I was talking mad shit.
And we,
It was
yeah,
really
and you guys
fun.
got embarrassed.
No, we won.
Andrew.
I know we talk about this all the time.
I don't know that we've ever brought it up on the show.
No, we
Yeah.
never brought it up on the show. But
Mad cheats in every sport that he plays. Every game, no matter what.
I have more
there's-
wins
There is
in
mystery
everything that we've ever
points
done.
added to everything.
I have more
that you
wins in
play.
everything that we've ever done than everybody else in
He's
this room
just
combined.
You can't play against him fair. Just you could literally win a game like 6-0, and then like you'll literally see him later talking to like Liz, and he'll be like, yeah, we beat him like 6-1.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this dude's crazy. He literally plays his own game.
Can I break something? No, we're into this now. Can I break something down for you guys? Because I have this problem with other people too. The problem with winning, like in everything that you do, is that then there becomes like this, like, general consensus amongst the people that you are beating that, like, oh, it's because they're always cheating.
Nobody's ever said that about Michael Jordan.
No, but they say, you know, he plays dirty. People said he was mean, shit like that. That's what they say about me.
Mean is different. Mean is not cheating.
One delusional person, and then like a bunch of people like, holy shit, that dude just
and
also all the time. And then he just like
spinning by himself.
There's
in
no fucking. No, I'm the best. Like,
no, because that's listen.
This is
the problem. Is then the general population becomes against you. This is exactly the point that I was trying to make. And then they're like, then because they have numbers, they're like, oh, this one delusional guy. But it's not delusion when you're always winning.
The engagement part thing, just, you know, there's no, you know.
Oh, right.
Literally, and he's on your team. He was on your team for it, wasn't he?
For Bocce?
Yeah.
Is that what we were playing?
Yeah.
Man.
Just mystery
and we
points.
won.
Because like
there was no mystery points.
Listen. I'm not saying that there wasn't, like, we should have won, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just saying that during, like, even I just have it in my head, a memory of just like, oh, it's 9-5, right? And it's like fucking 6-5.
No, and here's the other thing too: is when you're somebody who's competitive and consistently engaged in the event that's taking place, while other people. I think Emily turned me down already.
What?
She's
saying no.
Bro. You're like really
you're swallowing the microphone. That's Emily's job is to balance the audio of the fucking show.
I don't know who gave Emily this job. I still am trying to figure out.
You good, bro?
When you're the person when you're the person that wants to win more than anybody else, and you're the only one that's paying attention, and nobody else is paying attention to the score, and you're the one keeping score, how is it your fault for saying the score out loud when the other team doesn't realize what the score is?
You know,
I know what the score is.
You're right. You're the best.
100%. That beer Olympics never even ended because your team could not finish.
It may not have ended.
And we were clear in front.
No,
by far. I don't know that you won a single event.
We did.
Okay,
we won several events,
Yeah,
and I remember
it was way closer than that.
It was
you guys
very
had
close.
A fat lead, and then you guys took a shit.
I think that's exactly what happened because
and
I remember
the
tiebreaker was
the boat race.
We had sort of
the
like
another
thing tossed in the bowl chug.
I remember
Jesus
the
Christ.
bowl chug.
Imagine doing that like post COVID.
Right
The bowl chug. That was disgusting.
Right now.
All right, everybody, get your bowls.
How does that work? Is it just like you take as much as you can and then
I
you
think
pass
it was.
on to the next guy?
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
The reason that we came, the reason that idea got put in was because at our prom camping, it was like the last night of prom camping, and we were running low on beers, but we had a gallon of vanilla ice cream. So we took like the biggest mixing bowl we could find, put the whole gallon of ice cream in there, and then poured like the last like 6 beers that we had over the ice cream, and then shared it like it was an ice cream float of beer.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that does sound pretty gross.
And it was I really think the beer that was in it was Rolling Rock too.
That's okay. It could have been worse. It could have been like Miller Lite.
Yeah, I'm not Miller Lite. I don't do people. I haven't seen a Rolling Rock in person in years.
I don't go outside.
No. Yeah. Fair.
They don't appear.
It's dangerous out there. You don't want to go out there.
Big 80s beer.
Anyways, but like there's even controversy that fucking night. It's just like there's a lot of controversy when it comes to playing even like Monopoly with you. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's a whole different story.
Well,
man, you should have.
Monopoly is okay. That's it. That's like a game of chance, though. I mean, there's skill involved, but it's a game of chance.
If you do a little bit of cheating in Monopoly, I think that's okay. But we would play when we were really little. We would play like Sorry, which is a hard game to cheat at.
I don't even know how to play.
So I don't either. You just
or even like Chutes and Ladders. We'd play Chutes and Ladders.
You can cheat in Chutes and Ladders, probably.
But Chutes and Ladders is so dumb.
You could pretend to go up a ladder when you're supposed to go down a chute.
There's no skill.
Yeah, you just roll and you hope you don't get a chute. You hope you get a ladder.
Isn't
correct?
That every game, you just roll and just hope, you know.
I guess that's kind of true.
Yeah.
But you can play
like
strategically.
most of them are like.
Yeah.
Well, that's yeah.
But
there's
Chutes and Ladders is purely.
well, there because like in Monopoly, there's at least the strategy of like how you're going to use your money, like what place you're going to buy. In Chutes and Ladders, you're just trying to make it to the top. You want to know? I feel like we all have a little bit of a different relationship with board games because of Karen.
Oh wow! Shout out to Karen.
Yeah.
She had one of the most like
coolest
unforgettable board
games.
game collections of all time.
Yeah.
What was that that haunted? It wasn't called the Haunted Mansion.
13
but
Dead End
13
Drive.
Dead End Drive.
That was a cool game.
Yeah,
I
that game was
remember
fucking
all
It was
awesome.
of
like
that.
it was like Clue,
It was like
but
3D
actually
Clue.
good.
It was like Clue, but it was real. Remember, there was like a lot
Yeah, there
of
were pieces that would fall,
and there was the
things like
one
that.
where
That
you
was
had to like
great.
climb the rock wall, and your guy had the rubber arms.
Yeah, probably called Cliffhanger or something. That
and
game
then
was
and then there was
awesome.
one with a
There
bridge
was
with
one
monkeys.
with a bridge. Yeah,
Price. Deja vu. Or not
Yeah.
Deja vu nostalgia.
Yeah,
yeah.
I know.
Seriously.
I remember that game 13 because
Damn,
I
that's
think
wild.
they
I
came
forgot
out
about
with
that
like a
shit.
modern
Yeah, me too.
version that really was just like Clue. Like it was just a board. It didn't have the props, and it was called 13 Dead End Drive. I think the original one that Karen had was 13 Dead End
Yeah.
Drive.
Well, these were all from like the '90s, which is like the
Old as
pinnacle
fuck.
of
They're
board
probably
games.
Before they're probably like ended it.
I bet you.
Like some
I
of them were.
feel
old.
I feel like it was '90s because '80s board
I
games.
remember
feel
going
like
to
you
like
still
your
had
basement and pulling
pretty
them out.
basic.
Yeah,
that
and-
shit was wild.
And also the one who introduced us to the Police Academy movies.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
the most underrated set of films of
Yeah.
all time.
Karen had
Citizens on Patrol. Give me a break.
yeah. She had a very extensive movie collection.
Yeah.
Yet we still only wanted
Police
Academy.
Police
yeah.
Academy.
yeah.
The first 4 Police Academy movies are funnier than any movie in existence.
They're on.
Shout out to Steve Gutenberg, man.
Are they on
I-
Netflix now?
I don't.
Some of them were.
No, I don't. They might be on HBO Max, actually. I think they might have every Police Academy on there. Because Police
random.
Academy was probably the last. Because there were a couple different series of films in the 80s where they would just keep going.
They
Like,
wouldn't
each
stop.
one would get a lower budget. And sometimes it would, like, change studios. But they would
Doesn't
just
it
go,
usually go
like.
the other way?
Yes, but these, like. There was this weird period.
Hey man, they're
of-
too funny. We're just gonna give you less money,
That's-
assholes.
Let's see if you can do it again.
Do it again.
dumbass.
It's the weirdest thing. Just like these 80s comedies. I can't think of any other examples necessarily. I feel like Weekend at Bernie's might have done this a little bit, but there's like this just a whole descending series where maybe they just have, by the time they get to number 7, there's like one person who was like a third tier character in the original, or like had a cameo in the original, but they're in this. And yeah, like when you get to Police Academy 7, it's like I think they go to like Somalia or something.
I don't even remember.
Like, they don't even. They
It's
just,
crazy.
Yeah,
Like
they tapped. They didn't even write a script. They're just like, fuck it.
that's probably pretty close. Well, you know what? Oh, you know
Random
what did
place
do
on the
that
globe.
was the original Superman series, because there was Superman 4 Quest for Peace, which had gotten, or Superman 3 I think was Quest for Peace. Superman 4 maybe, but that movie's also crazy. But they sold the rights to those movies to this movie company called Orion, which, or maybe it wasn't
Orion.
Orion, something like Orion, but Orion did do some good movies. But they did like, or what if that's not the company I'm thinking of? They did like, what's that one? Electric Boogaloo 2 or something like. They would just
I
make
know
all
that,
these
yeah.
like ridiculous. There's a pretty interesting documentary about
That
that,
made
show,
me- do
or
you
about
remember-
that.
Do you remember
whatever
the
you call it, studio.
conversation that we had? What was that movie?
Zathura.
Zathura?
Yeah, board game movie.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you own
It's like
that movie
Space
on DVD?
Jumanji.
Yeah, it was Space
That's
Jumanji.
exactly what it is. I think
You
they're
owned
both.
that movie
I'm
on
pretty
DVD.
sure-
Yeah, you did.
Why do you
Okay.
like know that though?
Because-
like,
Oh,
Matt like looks at me and he's like, "Yo, he owns the third."
Yo, because
you know what? You do
Short,
have that
curly
Zathura look
Zathura.
about
because
you.
I watched that movie on a portable DVD player, which was probably also yours,
Yeah.
in Andrew's room.
No, we had one because I would watch
Yeah.
Harry Potter and Prisoner of Azkaban on it all the
Do
time.
you remember that?
Yeah.
Andrew wasn't there, I don't think.
Okay, I missed out on the Zathura on my prized, exclusive copy. Like
I got Zathura.
people literally ask Matt, like, "Yo, do you know who Noah is?" He's like, "Yeah, he's pretty cool. Like, he's got Zathura.
Yeah, he's got a
on
copy of
DVD.
Zathura.
I used to watch it. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I watched you with him once.
That's funny.
Well, the previous conversation, Andrew swears that never happened, but why would we be watching it in your room if you weren't there? I feel like we
watched it in the computer room.
No, see, because I remember watching it in Andrew's room.
What?
Because we're like, yeah, okay.
Let me ask you this.
We always spent more time in Andrew's room anyways, so that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, my room was the size of this desk.
Yeah, it was a closet.
Yeah, my parents didn't
Dude,
love it.
so...
Tall guy, get in there.
Matthew's
Harry Potter closet.
You're going to be the biggest of all of us? Yeah.
Matthew's room, our parents, they sold their house.
Yeah.
Matthew's
room is literally a closet now. The people who bought it made it into a closet.
You should have seen... Listen, I got so accustomed to it, and like I hadn't slept in there since like.
Dude, I don't think you could do a push-up in there.
No,
with
so
the door
I hadn't like lived in that room in so long. Even when I was living at my parents' house, I lived in the basement because I couldn't. I didn't fit in that room.
It's literally
Noah. When we finally moved, like. I was there the day, like the last day when the movers finally took everything. When that room was completely empty, it was so small. Like, you know how you would expect it to get bigger without stuff? Like, the only thing keeping you from realizing how small that room was the fact that I had shit everywhere in it because it was always so messy because I didn't live in there.
Clothes.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, I'm sure this room would be reasonable sized if it was clean. And it is minuscule. Like, if I lay arms out, I think I can touch. Funny. I think I can almost touch like the walls on all sides.
My room was
huge,
big.
Yeah, great room.
You had too much room. You didn't know there was a giant empty space.
Every room in there is.
There was a.
I had two bookshelves in my room.
There was an empty space in your room.
Why didn't you live in the guest room?
I don't know. Maybe because it was over the garage, but that would be the room to live in because that closet was also
huge.
And it's a cool window.
I guess it's just because Dad wanted it for his office.
Yeah,
that's
all
it was.
In the closet.
The closet.
There was an empty space in Andrew's room that was large enough to fit my entire bedroom.
Yeah. I mean that's
why didn't we just share a room?
I would have.
Yeah, Andrew hated you.
If
Andrew wanted nothing to do with you.
If we had shared a room, I don't think I would have. I don't think
two in the cooler would exist.
Absolutely not. If we had shared a room, I don't think that I would currently be speaking to.
Andrew had to
I think it would have caused a rift between me and our entire family.
Yeah.
I would be living in like Colorado or Wisconsin or something like that.
Whenever we would all hang out, Andrew would only have like. He would have a limit of so much he could tolerate of whatever you were doing that would piss him off. And, like, sometimes we would hang out and just be like, there'd be times I'd be like, oh, shit, he might push the button. And then I'm like, I might have to, like, you know what I'm saying? There'd be times where we would have to cool off and then, like, reconvene 2 hours later and be like, all right, let's watch a movie.
I remember this one time it wasn't with you, but we were hanging out with this other guy that we all used to hang out with.
Oh, okay.
And I just don't want to say his name on the show.
I have no clue who it
is. But it was just you, Matthew, and I, and this guy, and we were playing Star Wars. We didn't have any like actual lightsaber toys, but we had these like plastic pipes. We were like whacking each other around with them. And this was the basement at this time in my parents' house was just all concrete.
There was the red carpet.
There was, but that was like
that was
just on there. Yeah. And somehow I get a pipe right to the nose, and I fall onto the concrete, blood everywhere, and I'm screaming. I'm like, oh my God! It's like I'm literally being left in the trenches in World War I. Just like the most
you were kind
blood.
of dramatic too when you were younger.
This is the most blood that's ever come out of my body.
Right. But I'm saying on top of that, it was amplified.
Well, you were just.
Well, here's the thing.
Like, let's be real.
But you guys just went and sat down and watched cartoons, and I was like. And then
we didn't even keep going. We just stopped playing.
You just stopped playing completely and went and sat down.
What happened next?
Left me there. Well, what happened next was at some point our mom walked past the basement door and heard my crippled moans, and she came down and she just like stepped in this pool of blood. And she's like, oh my God, my boy! And then she brought me upstairs, and I had to
That's just a
read
recipe
book.
for disaster, though. You're young, you're playing lightsabers with metal pipes or little rods,
whatever they were.
If you had the unofficial one, that never would have happened.
I do remember.
You gotta blame Jerry. You gotta call him up and be like, "Hey, man, I almost lost an eye because of you."
I do remember that small like love seat that we had. Speaking of being in that basement, and I would flip it upside down to use as a hockey net. That's where we play mini hockey. Do you remember wikis? Do you remember what a wiki was? I'm pretty sure you coined the term. Do you remember those?
Sounds like a Noah word.
Do you remember those moon balls?
Yeah, no.
Dude, you don't remember any of this? You're going to make me sound like an absolute lunatic.
Let's go.
All right.
Dude,
so when we played mini
even
sticks
don't
in your
remember
basement, it was like right after your basement got
Finished?
not as finished as it is, but like when the drywall first went up and it was blue. Do you remember?
Okay, kind of.
And we would play mini hockey, and you had these, like, they were stress balls is what they were. I would know that now, but, like, at the time, they were just, like, these moon-shaped, like, foam balls.
Yeah, those things slapped. Those things were dank. Dude,
Yeah.
Everyone used these pussy-ass foam balls. I had this fucking crazy
Yeah,
ass
dude,
shit.
these
If
things
you fucked
would
up,
get,
it would snap your fucking stick
these
in half.
things would get going.
Yo,
So that's what,
when did the eye hurt?
so this, thank you for remembering this. So there were, somehow they got caught, somehow everybody started calling it not the ball, but the specific move was called a wiki, and it was when you would stand up and only have one hand on your stick and come over the top and like whip like smack the ball, like take a full over the top wind up slap shot with one hand, and you're talking like 80 to 90 miles an hour. These fucking moon balls would come off the sticks. So it had like, you get together to play some mini sticks, and before game one, you're like, all right, no wikis. And then like 45 seconds into the game, like one person gets hit, and next thing you know, this moon ball is zipping back and forth across his basement. I can't believe you don't remember that.
I do, but do you remember one of us hit each other in the head with one?
It was
That's what I thought you were alluding to.
It was probably me that got hit in the head.
That's
I
probably true.
feel like it was me. I feel like I got hit in the fucking eye.
It probably was you then. I don't remember. We probably both did, and that's why neither of us remember what exactly happened.
Because I just remember your fucking gangly ass going to smack it, fucking like a Wii remote just fucking zooms out into my fucking eyeball, and I'm like 8. So I'm just fucking laying across the fucking wall like I'm dying.
I did throw a mini hockey stick once.
Oh yeah, 100%.
In our basement, and it went straight through the drywall into the closet under the stairs. And it was a goalie mini hockey stick too, so there was just the perfect goalie-sized mini hockey stick, like thickness, like probably about that thick, just slot straight through, credit card slot straight through the wall.
This is like, these are stories that, this is all at this period of time when the three of us were really young and you guys were doing all this stuff and I was just reading somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was never involved in any of this.
And then, like, after an hour, we'd be like, all right, let's go bother Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, the Chamber of Secrets is
Yeah.
I
open.
remember when I remember your limit for Matt. And then there would be like conflict too if like I hung out with you for like a little bit too long. Like Matt would get like a little bit jealous.
Yeah, well, because we didn't have similar interests.
Nah, because I was really fucking cool. Anyways.
No. Also, you would end up beating the fuck out of either of us, depending on which one of us you hung out
I
to.
never really hit Andrew.
You definitely beat me up. Do you remember the ground and pound?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, dude. It's like it's hard to like be friends with you and not want to hit you. Like,
No, I believe.
like,
I
like you act like it's like I just walk up and be like fucking pussy. Like it's usually deserved.
It was
or
after
it was, like,
hours.
targeting, like,
It was
yeah,
after
like,
hours of you, Matthew,
Yeah,
just
like-
instigating
Yeah,
people.
it's funny you say that
Right.
because I don't think I have one friend that,
Like, has not wanted to fight you at one
No,
point.
but my friends and I, like,
Fight with each other a lot.
Dude, that's
For-
the best.
for
The
fun,
ground
though,
and
like, we
pound,
intentionally-
bro.
Yeah.
Ground and pound was elite.
I've actually gotten ground and pounded in the middle of the street before by you. In the middle of a street hockey
playing
game.
hockey. Yeah. Probably slashed my ankle.
Getting laid down in the middle of a road and having somebody mount you.
This is the kind of like specific like friend bullying that just does not happen anymore.
which it should.
Yeah, more people need to get bullied.
Yeah.
That sounds
Not like
so
severely
bad to
bullied,
me.
but like
There's
no,
a lot of
there's a level of
pussies.
bullying that like like
that's
is
what I say
okay.
is,
Like because you have to be
But
able to
that's why
take.
I think like being in a hockey locker room prepares you for
Yeah.
so much in
Right.
life because
Well-
it's like it's not bullying, it's banter, but
Banter
it
is
gives you
different.
that tough skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
Like-
if you kind of like throwing him into the ground in the middle of the street for a ground and pound.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
but
that's
here's-
something I would
but,
not be
but
interested
exactly.
in.
Here's
But
the
like
thing
yelling
too, though.
at each other, that I'm
Here's
all
the
for.
thing though. Realistically, if I couldn't handle a ground and pound every once in a blue moon, I would probably just stop playing street hockey.
Yeah.
I suppose
You
that's
know?
true.
And maybe I
It
didn't
toughens
like
you
being
up.
ground and pounded.
Yeah.
He
But
didn't
playing
know, but I was preparing him for his
street
Canisius
hockey.
career.
Street hockey was more fun to me than the fear of being ground and pounded.
That
And
makes
and
sense.
guess
Yeah,
what
that
else?
always-
Guess what else was happening? Guess why I was getting ground and pounded in street hockey?
Because you're you.
Because I was probably winning.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Without a
Matthew.
doubt.
Oh my god.
You don't ground and pound somebody when you're winning.
You do when you get your ankles
No.
hacked because I'm on a breakaway.
An ankle's a hell of a long way from the heart.
Now you have a long ass fucking twig like you, gangly ass fuck.
Listen. All right, Andy. All right.
I'm sorry. Remember,
Andrew wears a hat every day because
wrong.
he's balding.
Alright, we gotta chill on that. He's getting that. This is too much for him. We gotta look at that flow.
Look at that hairline.
He's growing out the mullet.
He is. That's what I said. He was so
I saw when he
anti-mullet. He
walked
has a
in.
mullet now.
Yeah, you're literally there.
it's a big difference though between.
Look at the.
It
give
tells
me
a lot.
this side profile. Look that way.
That's
For
like
Noah.
that's
no,
like
no, just for Noah and I. Look that way.
Oh, look this way.
Look at the flare.
that is your like
That's a classic pre-stage tuck and flare mullet.
that is like what you see on like half the MLB players of like teams that like you
Yeah.
are like you just don't know who they are. They're just that guy. They get
Yeah.
replaced every 2-3 years. You never learn their name, but like that's the hairstyle they all have.
I'll tell you what. This is the longest my hair has ever been, and I was very
What?
anti-mullet. Yeah, this is the
Really?
longest my hair's ever been.
That's
But I'll
crazy.
tell you what. For the people listening who can go back and look at pictures maybe on Matthew's Instagram or something of him when he had his mullet, or if they remember it, Matthew's hair is so curly that, and this is not an exaggeration in any way, when Matthew had his mullet, the back of his head looked like a dry packet of ramen noodles. And it was gross. It was so gross. You had no idea what was going to
Can I-
come out of it. It looked exactly
Silent.
like it. My hair is straight. It looks the way that like this hairstyle is supposed to look. And I honestly don't hate it. It's a little weird for me, but I don't necessarily hate it. Like
Can
I'm
I-
not in a rush to cut my hair.
Could I tell you guys something funny
Yeah.
that relates to that? It's
Yeah.
not really funny. It's actually sad. I'm gonna laugh
I
at
know.
my
I
own
knew
humor.
this was gonna be like a bad.
No.
Anyways.
Well, it is. It's probably funny for you guys.
Alright. Here we go. I'm
Like
pumped.
a few months into when I had first started dating my girlfriend, she like jokingly, and I think I still had a mullet at the time. I was still playing hockey, and jokingly she called me like ramen noodle head or something like that, and I was like, you want to know what's really fucked up about that? I was like, listen, I'm strong enough to take it, but I used to get legitimately made fun of because people said that my hair looked like ramen noodles.
But see, that's the type of of rousing. I'm not gonna use the word bullying, but that's like I love it. Like I just
Yeah, you
had
can call
dinner.
me-
I just had dinner the other night with all my best friends, and one of them comes in and he's wearing like a signet ring, and the first thing I say to him is like, some stupid joke like is congratulations in order or whatever like that, and I made fun of him so bad that he took it off.
Well, that's the thing is like that shit's necessary. You can't have
Yeah.
your friends doing looking
I
like
know,
yeah,
some
look,
people.
yeah, you can't have your
like-
friends doing stupid shit.
Like you, yeah, like
I suppose in a way that's true, but
like
but
to
me,
each their
like,
own. You have
that's-
your own style
yes.
and shit, but like within reason, sometimes you do shit that's like not okay.
And
Yeah.
also, I like the ring didn't look bad.
Dude, listen
But
to this.
I
I am
like-
pissed my parents used to let me do this. I used to curl like one part of my hair, like right here when I was young. Like there's like a picture of it, and I don't know why my
We
mom
probably have
like
it.
let me like
Style
do
of
that.
the
And
time.
I like look back and I'm like why the fuck did you let me do that? Like you should just fucking slap me and been like, they look fucking stupid. But no, like there's like whatever, because like you're like between the ages of like 6 to 12 and nothing matters.
Yeah,
You're just gonna
right.
look like
You think you look
You-
dope.
yeah.
You think this is
Yeah,
really
you
cool.
know,
Yeah,
like,
look.
you're
this
trying
is
to
sick.
look like Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so confused when I look back. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, I'm disgusted. Like,
I would
this is
not-
your fucking kid. You let walk around like this. Like, what the fuck? crazy, dude.
Yeah, I think about that a lot because like your kids are definitely going to be doing some weird shit that I'm going to have to be like, hey, Andrew's kid. Like
they're coming out of the womb with jeans on.
But also like
you know, some come out with
just
hair
denim
on.
legs. Just straight up denim legs. Denim legs. Your kids have denim legs. That's fucking hysterical.
but
Anyways.
but the way my love language is to make fun of people.
Yeah.
So I will have to, and I think it's probably going to fuck my kids up a little bit, but I will have to.
Well, it
ruthlessly
does,
make fun
but
of
it's
them.
also an important
100%
part.
Give it
But
back.
the thing is, it gives them that nice skin. And
I was gonna say because there's people that don't
forces
grow up
you to
like
think,
that.
to think quickly, right? Because you have to try and either say something back very quick or try and say like get it off.
Well,
of
because
you
you can't
can.
start to defend yourself. If you start to
like,
defend
I got a new
yourself-
job, right? So like when you get a new job, the worst part, you gotta fucking meet everyone. So some of the people in the lab are like they've been there for a while. They're just over people's shit. They'll just say whatever the fuck they need to because they get their shit done. They can. It's just so funny. They're like, you know, like I don't know if you have tough skin because they don't know what to joke around with you. And the one was like trying to be like, she said like she was like, someone called me an idiot jokingly, like my like supervisor. And she was like, "Oh, I don't know if he has tough skin." I looked at her and I said, "Shut up." And she goes, and I was like, I played rugby and hockey, and I was like, obviously I was kidding with the shut up, but I just caught her off guard.
But
with
seriously,
it.
shut the fuck up.
And I just think it's so funny just catching people off guard like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But that's the thing. The second that somebody says something like that to you, it's like, okay, we're cool. Like now, like you're in. We're good.
Then there's like a kid that we
it.
got at work, and he's like super by the book, and he's just like, this is like 0.145 milliseconds, and we're like, dude, shut up. It doesn't matter. Just fucking rinse the fucking milk cup. Like, and he's like specifically like every little like fucking thing. We're like, dude, just hurry the fuck up. Like.
Well, I think though, like,
But we can't joke around with him like that because he doesn't have that.
Yeah.
I think that you used to be able to do that with everybody and it was fine. Even people that didn't like it, there was nothing.
Reason.
Yeah,
Old people are fucking tough to joke around with.
But now I feel like that is a question that like comes into your mind, like, oh, like I don't, you know, and not even like in an offensive way, but you don't want to say something to somebody that might hurt their feelings because you don't know. Some people are soft.
Yeah,
not
but
that.
I mean that all
they're
comes with
soft.
time. Like the more you get to know somebody and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's not even like if they can't take it, like that's not necessarily a bad thing, but like the people that I like best and the people that I'm closest to are the ones that, you know, do that to each other.
Yeah.
Say, why are you wearing
But
that
they have
fucking
to-
ring?
they-
like I
have
said
to
that
do
about
it
his
back,
ring.
though.
Yeah.
He looks
They
at
have
me
to
and
do it
he goes, new hat because I was wearing this. So
Yeah,
that's
they
all
have to
part
do
of
it back though, because if
Yeah.
they don't do it back, then it starts to get mean.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
dude,
It's
that
rough.
happened with Wangler back in the day. Like, he would always just do dumb shit, and I just like got to a point, and like he just texted me the one day, or like he just talked to me. I was like, because me, him, and John Rourke used to hang out a lot. He's just like, he's just always picking on me and shit, and I was like, oh my bad, dude, because like I wasn't really getting much of it, so it's just like him getting shit on all the time. But like it wasn't like I had ill intent or anything.
Yeah,
with it.
it's just how you
like,
talk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's also
true.
like it just like gets old, you know.
Yeah.
You are, I think, now that you mention that, you are probably one of the best at that, like getting at people. Now that now that we've been reminiscing so much in this podcast, it's like, Noah could spit some venom at people.
It's funny. The best part about like streaming is like a lot of streamers like people will go into their chat and be malicious because people won't defend themselves. Meanwhile, I'm like, shut the fuck up, you little shitter. I'll go through their shit. Like,
I like coming into Noah's chat. I pop in every once in a while.
but yeah, no, I've had a weird talent for being able to verbally
Abuse,
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. But
people.
but you know what? I think it's just a testament to your communication skills as a whole.
Thank you.
Because you're very good at. You have that thing where you could really talk to anybody. A lot of people are like, I can talk to anybody about anything, and then you get them around, and it's just kind of like.
I can, but like it's still. I find myself. Sometimes I struggle. It's like once you get the conversation going, it's fine. But sometimes it's just getting to that point.
But I think that the way that you speak, because you so often speak in such a authentic way, I guess, that puts people at ease with you.
Oh my god, I've been told that so many fucking times. Like, especially like today, I'm at the gym. The dude's like asked me all these questions. I was like, dude, I'm just trying to sign the fuck up and get the fuck out of here. And he goes, oh, okay, yeah. And then like I'm in and out in 2 minutes, and immediately like it's just like
and I don't think that dude's pissed about it. You know what I mean?
no,
he's
that's
the manager of the gym.
Yeah, that's really something that you do better than anybody. Is like, listen, man, I know that you have like, I know that there's like walls up put up by like either society or like whatever establishment or organization we're in right now. You don't have to do any of that with me. Like, we can just like.
He's like, yo, you want to talk? I'm like, nah, that's fine. Like,
yeah,
just got the chase, bro.
Yeah,
I've been to the gym before. Like, oops, my bad.
Yeah, not wasting any time with
I don't
nonsense prattle.
Dude, that's one thing that always bugs me. People in public are always like fucking wandering around like they got nothing to fucking do. Like talk about like dirt on the ground. And I'm like, bro, like get the fuck out of my way. I got shit to do.
Yeah, that happened
tough.
to me in a bank the other day.
Really? Oh, dude, yeah.
I had to get a letter notarized, which is a whole other ridiculous fucking thing. That
it's weird.
The fact that having to get something notarized is a thing is just beyond belief.
And it's like an old-fashioned process in how you do it. Like,
yeah,
it should be way easier.
But I had like
there's stamps involved, like an ink
hilarious.
stamp involved,
ink stamp.
Like it's
and
13th
I
century.
was on.
You can only use like a certain type of ink from like pig's blood.
Yeah,
it's
and I was on like a ridiculously tight schedule, and I had one time in this day to get this letter notarized, and then I had a million other things to do in that same day that were time sensitive things. Like I had to be places at certain times. So I go to the bank, notary's there, sit down to get my letter. The guy starts like chatting with me as he's like going through the documents. I'm like, this is fine as long as, these documents are, he's going through the documents and he'll hit me with the stamp and then we'll be good to go. And then stops going through.
Well, I'm laughing at something. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at something that happened to me.
Yeah, but he's
I don't know what
laughing
he's
at
laughing
me.
at.
I'm laughing at nothing. Anyway.
I can't help you with that.
Yeah. It turned into probably like a 25-minute ordeal, which made me extremely late for everything else that I had to do because he would not stop talking about just the most irrelevant shit. Like he brought up hockey. He asked me like, "Oh, like you," and I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, because like my son," and then tells me about his son and like all this stuff. And I thought it was going to kind of come full circle. So I, hurt myself by asking not a follow-up question, but like, oh, it's like, thinking that it would tie back into kind of like why he asked about me in the first place, and it did not at all. It went off on an entirely different tangent, and I was late, and that shit does piss me off.
Well, that's the thing is, I mean, you could have intervened. You didn't have to, because at a certain point,
I'm not an intervener. I will not. You will intervene. I will not intervene.
I was laughing because like literally Monday, Valentine's Day, I had a dentist appointment. This dude, I haven't seen this dentist in fucking 8 months, dude. I don't know what your name is. I don't even fucking know what you look like. I just know that you finger my mouth every fucking 8 months. All I fucking know is he's got a nice voice. That's all I know. Comes in and starts talking to me, and I was like, he's like, and then there's like I fucked up something here with rugby, and he's like, oh, do you want to do this today? I was like, dude, it's my day off. I want to get in and the fuck out of here. And he goes, oh yeah. Then he starts asking me about things. I'm like, dude, no. And he literally goes, no, I get it, and in and out. And I felt bad, but I didn't, because it's like, dude, you don't care. You're just asking me. You've asked every single fucking person these questions.
Right. Yeah, because the only reason they ask you that stuff is to make them feel like more comfortable.
I hear him in the background. He goes, so you've been traveling lately? It's like, shut up, dude. Shut up. Like, if you're bored, just figure their mouth, get out of there.
Yeah,
like, you get paid well.
I got to get on the Zoe plan, the sedation dentistry thing.
Right.
You just wake up, you show up, wake up, and fucking you're done.
Well, because I don't dentists.
It's like they put you in kind of like a middle state, like they give you gas or something to like calm you down. Or
dude, the best dentist will not say a word to you. Just fingers your mouth and leaves. Like,
yeah, but
I hate when they talk to you. And like,
I think a part of what they talk, they don't necessarily like teach you about this, but when you become a doctor or a dentist, especially with dentistry, like the dentist is a big fear for a lot of people, right? So a thing that they tell you to do, like advice that they give you is like, yeah, talk to them, put them at ease, try and like relax them.
The problem though is when
Right.
you go to the
But
same
it doesn't work
dentist,
for everybody.
and like if you start to go, most people go to the same dentist, and I don't know if you will notice this because you did just say that you only see him every 8 months. You don't even know his name, but
Yeah,
I had noticed in the past that every time I would go to the dentist, it would be the same conversation because it'd be like, "What do you do?" I play hockey all the time, and like if somebody doesn't play hockey, they only have a limited amount of hockey stories. So I hear those exact same hockey stories for the next 40 minutes every like 6 to 8 months on the button.
That's brutal.
Because, dude, I walked in, like, not annoyed, but you could see on my face, I'm like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, it sucks when you have shit to do on your day off. Yeah,
Right.
you just want to get through it.
And it's just like, I try to make it pretty obvious, like, hey, man, just get me out of here.
Yeah.
Like,
Again, though, I bet you he may have taken that, though, as, like, being nervous. So he's like, I got to be extra talky with this guy as opposed to,
maybe.
yeah.
So I have a question for you about the stream. Are you still playing a lot of Apex?
Yeah, probably more than ever. I took like a little break at the end of the season, not because I wanted to, but mostly because I needed to. I didn't want to read chat while what I was doing because it was like pretty much I achieved like a rank in Apex that's like there's only like 7,000 or 8,000 people NA, and then above that's like top 850. But pretty much I've been playing and getting killed by and killing like pro teams and players for the past like 2 months. And
My boy
getting
Nick.
more into like. I want to kill him. I haven't seen him. He's a fucking pussy.
I don't watch him as much anymore.
What's his name? Nick
Merckx.
Okay, yeah.
But he almost only plays Apex now because
Yeah.
he like once he started playing, he got into it like, and
Game.
he wanted to be good at it, and I feel like he probably is now. I would have to assume
He's definitely not bad. Like he would body a lot of kids who've been playing it for seasons, but like he's.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he's one of the best like pros in the world, but I do know he is now starting to play like on a pro team like more competitively.
Yeah, he's getting smoked. It's hilarious.
I believe it.
It's just funny. It's like there's like clips, people clip shit all the time. He streams for 12 hours. You're gonna see some funny deaths. Where like, it's just like he's playing at a level where like he just hasn't played enough. Like there's just certain situations and like maps that he just doesn't know. And
Yeah,
it's just,
but he'll
like,
get there.
funny to watch.
But that was kind of what I was going to get into though. Is do you think that Apex, and not just him, but a good like he's probably a good example of it. Do you think the Apex community continues to grow? Like, do you think you start getting more and more people watching Apex that haven't previously?
Oh, 100%. They're actually doing their 3-year anniversary like event right now, and it's like they're giving out free shit. They also the biggest thing is when they get cross progression or not cross progression
promotion.
Pretty much anybody who has it's mostly for the people who have Xbox accounts that they have spent hundreds of dollars on to get these like super rare shit.
Yeah.
And then they got a PC, and on PC you have to restart. So, or it's cross progression, yeah. So they're getting to a point where you can bring all your shit back because there's a lot of people who don't want fucking because it's kind of I do understand it because the cosmetics are part of it. It's like that with any game like Valorant. Like Valorant's huge. That's probably the biggest one right now for like esports and stuff, but it's getting big. And obviously with Nick Merckx here, it's fucking huge. That's why like I'm not mad that he plays it, but like. Just the way that he goes about some things, like he already like acts like he's like just fucking like he's been there, and he just like you see him get smoked all the time. It's just funny. But I do think he's like it's cool. It's cool that he's doing it. It's funny. I'm just glad he finally did it because there's so many people that are just like God, Warzone.
Well, and he like,
just like dude. You can play other things.
Yeah, well, because that game sucks so much now. Like, it sucks.
That's another thing is, like, dude, you can admit that the game that, like, NHL, I don't play NHL because I finally admitted to myself, dude, it's not worth your fucking time to play this fucking dog shit fucking game.
It sucks. I get so
I
pissed.
don't.
I still play
I physically, and it's awesome. I just don't fucking play it. I don't give them any fucking money towards that game because it's literally just shit away. It's so like I'm just getting flustered right now talking about it because it pisses me off. It's simple.
I have an NHL question. Did you play 22 at all though, or
no, not a single thing.
So I still play it all the time, and I had this issue. Well, we had kind of shitty Wi-Fi in my apartment. We had like a really good Wi-Fi package, but we found out that our Wi-Fi like routers were not good enough to give us.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah, right.
So, but we were like, whatever, fuck it.
Yeah.
And then it drove, like, I pretty much play every night, at least a few games. And it got to the point where, like, I was just so, I stopped screaming, and I scream a lot when I play. I wasn't even screaming anymore because it just wasn't fun even when I was winning because it was the connection was so horrible.
And it's been like that for 6 years.
So
It's an
I got
NHL thing. It's
so
not
so we
even-
literally went out and got
Yeah.
new Wi-Fi routers to like boost our whatevers, our
It's literally
Bandwidth?
the game.
magnets, our floating magnets. Yeah. And the connection still fucking sucks.
It's literally the game.
Like
It's
our
'cause it's
Wi-Fi, you
fucking
can like
insane.
test it. You know what I mean? And
Yep, it'll be
it
perfect.
runs
You'll
better
get
than
in
it ever
game.
has before.
You'll get ping
And the
spikes.
game is actually almost worse than it was
Yeah.
on my old Wi-Fi.
It's actually a joke that they're allowed to sell that game.
But it's so
Same
when
with
it's
Madden.
not
Have you seen
lagging.
how bad Madden is this year?
No, I've never played Madden.
Dude.
The thing about
Madden is literally broken. There was montages, hour-long montages when it released of like, dude, there's like a My Career thing or something. There's like a mansion, one of the screens. In someone's game, it glitched onto the fucking field, and people were running into the fucking house. There's just a house in the fucking middle of the football field, bro. Like, clips of, like, one dude being tackled by 12 and just spinning out of it. Like, clips of people fucking falling and throwing a behind-the-back 80-yard pass to
Well, that
someone
was
who, like, it's so broken. It's
that was the
insane.
big problem in NHL, the like previous NHL in 21 in EASHL, which I'm pretty sure you played.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the best. It's
the
love
best.
It. It's fucking awesome.
there was a glitch where, and it wasn't all the time, it was completely random, but you'd get a penalty shot and the screen would just go black.
Yep.
And the penalty shot would be going on, but you couldn't see
There's
anything.
also a glitch for the last 3 years on NHL where the game will just reset in time. So
Yeah.
there's times where I've been losing 3-1. There'll be this random like screen flash, and all of a sudden the game mid-game will reset to a face-off.
Yeah,
and the
like-
scoreboard and time will be different.
Yeah, like start over at the beginning of a period, pretty much. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And
But it's
just
Jesus
not-
Christ.
when it is
never addressed.
working, it's so fun, and I just shit on kids. It's awesome.
Okay, number one, this is why backyard hockey is the greatest,
Greatest
sports
sports
game of all time, and why video games peaked at Simpsons Hit and Run for GameCube.
Literally, pretty much. 'Cause that became just GTA.
love it.
I know.
No, but
Yo, I
Simpsons
do have to
are-
tell you guys something though. Like, do you guys either you have a Switch?
I don't, but I do
Oh,
play it
no.
a lot. 'cause
Okay,
my
well
girlfriend has one.
we're gonna have to get them. You saw Super Mario Strikers is being released, right?
No.
In literally June, and it's online clubs.
Oh, I will 100% get a Switch.
What is
Online
it?
clubs.
Is it
You
soccer?
You don't remember Super Mario Striker? I have it
It's
for
like
GameCube.
it's like one of the best GameCube games.
I'll bring it in. I'll bring it in one day. We'll play game. I have
Oh,
it.
okay,
Yeah.
Hey, Nintendo hasn't done soccer in 16 years.
Oh, wow.
It's so fun.
Okay, I do remember the soccer game that
So
they had.
honestly, that makes me want to go home and play Strikers. It is so fun,
It's coming out
Andy.
in June, dude. It looks baller.
Oh, wow.
As fuck.
Okay, cool.
You would be so bad at it, but it is so
I'm
fun.
bad. I'm
But
bad
it's
at
good.
I
video
remember
games.
playing
It's an
Strikers in your
easy-
basement.
It's an easy game though to get good at.
All I
'Cause there's
gotta
not
do
much
is,
It's super-
It's
it's super
literally
simple.
there's it's
Yeah.
because it's like the players kind of move for you. Like you don't really have to do much. Like it's not like FIFA kind of
Yeah.
shit. You can kind of just literally pass it around and the players
And you don't
move
play
for
goalie
you.
or anything.
Yeah, you don't
just,
play goalie.
You just have to get good at your specials.
And
like
there's a
playing
shit ton
FIFA.
of fucking body checking.
Yeah, it's
Oh, the
yeah.
entire thing. There's no like slide tackles. It's just fucking physically smashing people into wire fences.
Yeah, and then
cool.
they get
Yeah.
zapped.
It's
Yeah,
fucking
it's fun.
crazy.
All I gotta
Um,
do is
well-
select my girl Daisy, and I'll be at
So
the top of the
I
chain,
play
no
a lot
problem.
of Mario Kart on Switch, which is fun, really fun, and it's fun to be able to play like you can play like in the like live in the world, you know what I mean, and that's really fun. But they also came out with that golf game, that Mario Super Golf or whatever, which is sick. I've only gotten to play it like twice, just because I haven't had time since I got it. My girlfriend actually got it for me as a gift for her Switch. But
Classic.
yeah, but they have an entire like campaign mode pretty much that is more elaborate than like any sports campaign that
Nintendo's still
maybe
killing
not
that.
like the NBA like my
It probably
like
is better.
2K stuff, but
It's
it is
probably better.
crazy. Like you have I mean, obviously the graphics are like Mario graphics, but you have a house and you like have to like go to practice. It's crazy.
Well, dude, that's where they're dropping the ball. Is like, dude, make another NFL Street. No one wants Madden fucking 2021 when it's literally been the same fucking thing for 10 years.
yeah,
Yeah,
NFL
but you know
Street
what?
is
It's
also
it's
fun. You
kind of like
no one wants that shit.
It's kind of like network TV in a way.
Well,
Oh yeah.
Where like it's gone downhill so much, but they've got so much
invested in it, kind of.
just so many but because of the history of
Yes.
of it, I guess you could say there's still so
Like,
many
that's
people
literally
that
why some
you
people still
know are
buy
going to buy
NHL.
it. Right. Yeah, it's
Same with Madden. There's
Well, the
people who
only
just
reason
die
that
on
I
Madden.
buy the new NHLs is so that I can play club.
Right.
But another thing that I think, and
but my thing is, sorry to cut you off. My thing is, we're in an age of like Apex exists because Fortnite exists. Fortnite exists because it was free, and that was a big fucking alert. It was just, yo, fucking download this shit. There shouldn't be a $60 fucking dog shit hockey game. It should be a $20 game where me and you, it's only pro clubs, and it's $20 fucking dollars, and it's like. Fun. And it's fucking across every platform because it's really not fucking hard to do a hockey game. It's not hard.
Well, the thing is, though, like when you look a game like NHL and Madden and 2K is different because 2K is 2K. They are on a complete. They do way more than EA does. But like Madden is Madden, so it's not going to get changed. The thing with NHL is it's such a small market when you look at it as a whole. Like nobody like. There's no new fan. I mean, maybe kids once they're old enough to play it, but NHL isn't growing a new fan base. Like the people who buy NHL are buying NHL, and if they get too old to stop buying NHL, then younger kids
players are buying NHL.
Yeah, and that's why it sucks because it's not worth it for them to make it better. Because the people that are buying it are still going to buy it.
Right.
So you would have to get a mass group of people to do what Noah is doing and say, like, I love this game, but I'm not going to fucking buy it and play it anymore because it sucks.
Right, which again, because of the, like we just said,
they have
like grandfathered in basically.
Literally, NHL will get 300 viewers total across all channels of streaming NHL on Twitch.
You've told me
that. Like I've seen them as low as 40. I've seen them at 10 before.
It's interesting.
I've held more views than them before.
Like like all of NHL.
Like I have 28 viewers. There's only 10 people watching fucking NHL. It's across 3 channels.
Really interesting to what you said about how they're not getting any new people, or how they're not how people who aren't hockey players aren't playing that game. When you compare it to like FIFA is a game where people, a lot of people buy that.
Bailey Cads, Justin Durkee, Chris Reese back in the day, we would just fucking all get off. We'd all get out of soccer practice, hop on, and fucking play for hours.
But I feel like there's a lot of people who don't even play soccer that play FIFA.
Bailey literally probably started playing soccer because of FIFA. Like we were playing FIFA before that. But he was just a baseball player. Like there was no reason for him to pick up and play FIFA.
Yeah.
But he got a ton of enjoyment. I know so many kids in college that I would. Yeah,
I started playing FIFA in college. Yep. I just can never put in the time to do like all the
right,
the
but
foot
it's still
or hot whatever.
It's still easy for you to pick up and play.
Yeah, but I also like sports.
Right. But that is one like FIFA's huge.
Yeah. I do think we should get into the Who Would Win of the Week.
Okay.
I know you teased a little bit earlier, so I'll let you give it out for us.
Who Would Win of the Week this week is Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Zurg from Toy Story, the like Buzz Lightyear's supervillain or whatever. Zurg is a mean guy. He's like a big old robot. He's got a like laser gun or whatever. He's got like a blaster. He's got armies, but one-on-one, you can't beat a Rokusaki, man. He's a shredder.
I feel like Zurg's just smarter. I feel like the man's just
You think Zurg is smarter than Shredder? Okay. Evidence against. Number one, Zurg, both of them do have... I mean, Shredder's is not exactly an army, but it's like a militia, essentially, right? Zurg's is all robots. Shredder had to use his brain a little bit. He's like, listen, there's a lot of kids in New York City who are neglected by their parents. I can use that to my advantage and make them see me as their father, therefore turning them into the most dedicated soldiers that I could ask for.
It takes
the foot?
Charisma.
Yeah, the foot.
No, I was just saying.
No,
okay,
right.
just remember.
All right, I feel like you're a little biased.
All right.
Well, yeah, but I mean...
So what does Zurg do?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
What does Zurg do? How does Zurg build his army?
But they're all robots.
Right. But could you build a robot for me right now that can kill me? Fuck no. So that takes some thinking. Exactly. Fuck you.
Yeah. So really, I mean,
he's got to
build a robot.
But he's got alien technology.
Build a robot.
You're talking two different.
Well, how do you think he got that shit?
By being an alien.
You're talking two different kinds of smart, though.
That's robot privilege.
You're talking.
Zurg never had to work for a thing in his life.
You're talking street smart.
Grew up on the streets
Well, we don't know
dedicated
what-
himself
we
to
don't
the
know what
skills of
childhood-
martial arts.
We don't know what childhood Zerg was doing.
How dare you assume? How dare you assume in 2022?
There was a suit. I'm not.
And listen,
Whatever pronoun Zerg wants to
Turn him
use, I
down.
don't have a problem with.
thank
She already
God,
did.
dude, shut up. What I was saying was that what this conversation right here is really a debate between which one is a bigger asset in this case. You know, street smarts versus like the
Technical
smarts that
smarts.
give you the ability
I
to
don't
build a
know
robot.
how well Zerg would hold up, like in hand to hand.
Well, that's Zerg's range of motion is very
very
limited.
It's kind of ass.
Yeah, that's true. But he
But
does
robots
have.
are crazy.
He's got big like metal. And, like,
Yeah, but
his fingers
Shredder
are
is
almost
also
claws.
doesn't Shredder also wear kind of a similar outfit to Zerg? Doesn't he have a big metal helmet on?
He does have big metal. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a samurai helmet,
Yeah, loosely based. I
loosely
think.
based samurai helmet.
Yeah.
I would say that the foot would definitely destroy Zerg. I mean, yeah, no disrespect to Buzz Lightyear, but Shredder would fuck Buzz Lightyear up.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear is literally in an Iron Man suit for all intents and purposes, and he really struggles to get shit done.
Yeah,
Like his,
yeah.
Yeah, but he
his
still
most
takes down
helpful-
Zerg.
All he does is roll around.
Yeah, but he has a lot of difficulty with it, and his most
Yeah.
helpful companions are green aliens who are
Say like
useless.
Yeah, very
two
dumb.
words.
Yeah. Yeah, they literally, say 2 words.
Oroku Saki is also Oroku Saki
Can we just
refuse Shredder.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, I want to be respectful.
He's
I
gonna
wanna be
literally he's
respectful.
gonna show up next fucking podcast. Is the dude?
Yeah.
Dress-
Like,
dress-
cosplay?
fucking
Dude,
obsessed.
if I
with-
had-
We
give
should
me
do a
give me his
cosplay
entire
episode.
bio.
The cosplay from the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, like that glittery purple shit. Ooh, man.
Dude, those
That'd be
movies
awesome.
weren't bad.
Those movies, I can talk about those movies
the
for
live
a very long
action
time.
or
Yeah,
the,
I hope we
the
do after
cartoon
this.
movies?
The live action.
Yeah.
But Shredder would never accept defeat. The word defeat is not in Shredder's
Well, it's
vocabulary.
defeat or die.
And I think it'd be pretty tough for
It's
Zerg
winner.
to kill him. One, he did not die when he fell into the back of that garbage truck. He barely died when that full dock fell on him.
Yeah.
Barely.
And he got crushed.
And he got
crushed.
crushed.
Fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just plot armor.
Huh?
Nothing.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I don't think that Zerg stands a chance.
Yeah, I think I'm
that-
probably leaning that way too.
I think
Well,
that
I mean, yeah, that's once if Shredder can get up close, then I think Zerg's pretty.
But the
pretty
same-
Zerg
the
has
same-
built-in blasters. We can't
My
take
thing
away.
is with that though is like, you can fucking program a robot to have like a fucking shit ton of information and analyze that shit, and
Yeah.
like at the same time, like there's some fucking crazy videos I've seen of some robots doing shit I can't do
right.
in like a quick, not like slow, like doing flips and shit.
Yeah.
So like, and now we're talking futuristic robot. So like, that dude could have some crazy. Like, he could definitely have better reflexes.
My
possibly.
thing is, I think that you have to take
Interesting call.
Zerg in the absolute state that he's in, and I don't think that he is. I think he, he can be as smart as you could possibly imagine, and I'm sure he is, but his limited range of motion is what would probably do it for me.
limited ROM.
Well, let me ask you this: with Zerg's analyzing capabilities, do you think Shredder's ninja tricks, like stealth tricks, would work on him?
Fuck no. I think he would just kind of.
I want to say they would, but I think you're
feel like
right.
they wouldn't.
I feel like there's no
He'd
way
just
they
be like,
could.
"Fuck you, you fucking idiot."
Yeah, he's like,
I
you-
can literally watch that. Like,
Pu-
he's got wall hacks. Like, the dude could just scan him. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there's any moment where he doesn't know where Shredder is.
Yeah, but I still think that Shredder is probably better in hand-to-hand combat than Zerg. Like Zerg doesn't get
100%.
in a lot of hand-to-hand combat.
Right.
Do you think
From
that?
what we know,
And I
Yeah.
think
you
Right.
don't know his youth.
Yeah.
he's well. I think that Shredder's obviously faster. Like Zerg,
Yeah.
like I said, like his
should
hands are
be.
basically claws and stuff. Like if Shredder gets hit, I mean that could really fuck him up. But
Right. Straight laser. to
he's
the
not
gut.
going to go
But
down.
he's not gonna
well,
get
laser
more
to
hits.
gut. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I mean, lasers
If
are
he-
pretty
Yeah,
but
fucking
I
powerful.
think that
lasers
I
are
think
pretty powerful.
I think that
and they shoot
Shredder's ninja abilities would allow him to
All right, hold on. Let me
steer
break this
clear
down.
of the lasers.
Laser versus claws.
Laser versus ninja, you mean?
Laser
like
versus claws.
Shredder's like swoopy doops.
It's like bringing.
Oh.
It's literally. It's sort of like bringing a knife to a gunfight.
But Zerg's big old blaster, I feel like that's you kind of it's hard to hit something at close range with that.
Well, that's what I mean. It
Or lock
shoots,
in on
it
something
shoots,
rather.
but then it doesn't just shoot right away, and there's not good mobility on it while
I
it's
haven't
shooting.
seen it shoot in a while. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm not.
So
not,
as long as
up on my
Shredder,
Zerg
as long as
studies.
Shredder jumps out of the way of the first laser, it'll
Right,
give
and is
him
able to
plenty of time to get
zoom in there.
in
But
tight.
we're iffing here.
I know we're
Well, neither of these guys really exist, so the whole
You're
thing.
telling me
definitely
you're
iffing.
telling me they're not real.
I'm telling you that Zerg at least is probably not real.
The Foot Clan
The
may be
Foot
a real
Clan
thing somewhere.
is
The Foot Clan is just
It's underground,
us.
man.
the Foot
Yeah,
man.
we
it's
are the
literally
Foot
They
Clan.
got that
us.
sick hideout with
Well,
those video games. Regular
let's-
or menthol? The Ninja Turtles reference.
Let's
That's for the people
lock
listening.
this in.
Okay.
I'm taking Shredder.
I'm probably going Shredder, but my thing is like laser beam's pretty fucking OP.
Yeah.
It's like
As long as he
it's
doesn't get hit
literally-
with a laser.
However-
90% of Superman's fucking stories could be solved by him just using a fucking laser eyes, and he just doesn't.
What,
Anyways,
what we didn't say was Shredder does have some, like, he has experience with extraterrestrial technology because
let me
of
say this
Krang.
to you: does Shredder have any flaws?
Does Shredder have it? Well,
No.
he's evil. He's evil. That's,
That's not
a
a
flaw.
flaw.
He's power hungry. I mean,
Not
he's
a
got
flaw.
personality
I'm saying like
flaws.
he's got no.
but
man's
physically-
never
Alright, but
been.
if you had to
man's
pick.
physically just fucking. Peaked.
Yes,
But if
he
you
is.
had to pick-
he's the Shredder, Noah. You don't just get that title.
Yeah, they don't call you the
That's
Shredder for no
fair.
reason.
I don't
Alright.
know. Anyways,
Go ahead.
I'm locking in Shredder, obviously.
You're sticking with your pick?
yeah, I'm just gonna go laser eyes.
Yeah.
Or laser beams.
Wait,
Laser
no.
beams.
Laser.
Yeah,
What?
Zerg.
You said Shredder.
I said like I don't know. I'm like his points are valid, but my thing is just if he has a laser.
He has lasers, so you're going with Zerg.
I'm going. If he's
All
got
right.
lasers, I'm going. With
2-1. Shredder over Zerg. Lasers versus claws. Street smarts versus building robot smarts. Vote on that on our Instagram on Friday. Let us know who you think would win this week. This brings me to a good point. One of the main reasons I wanted to get off of the who would win of the week is to bring this up next, and you brought it up before we started the show. And it happened a little bit there. We almost got there, and I'm glad we didn't. And you said, what are his flaws? Andrew said he's evil, and you said that's not a flaw.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So give your opening argument to why supervillains are better than superheroes.
I just think they're cooler because they don't have to be like, oh, I can't do this because justice. They can just be like, I'm gonna kill this entire family in front of you because
Yeah,
I
not
fucking
care.
can and I'm powerful. Like I know neither of you have seen Naruto fully.
Yeah, I have
but
not
there's
watched
a villain in it just named Madara, and he's just the most badass fucking thing. Like he just takes. There's literally so many fucking anime edits of it with like a Suicide Boys song and stuff because he fights an army. Literally every fucking nation gets all their fucking big Johnnies to fight one fucking dude who literally brings himself back from the dead. But yeah, that's just cooler than anything in Naruto. Like it just makes Naruto look like a fucking little whiny bitch who just has plot armor.
You know what? That is interesting. I will say, coming back from the dead is typically a villainous trait in comics
Pretty
and
baller.
things.
And
Ra's
Sherlock
al
Holmes.
Ghul, Sherlock Holmes, Naruto. The only good guy that comes back to life is Jesus, I guess.
He's not even real.
And exactly, and he's a Zerg.
Well, yes and no.
But that's just very.
But like,
that's
let's
just
say
an
Star
interesting
Wars.
thing to think
Let's
about.
say Star Wars. General Grievous, Darth Maul, fucking Vader, cooler than fucking Obi-Wan, who's just your
about Kylo
clean
Ren?
little. Kylo Ren, I will say Rey's cooler than Kylo Ren.
But
that's
doesn't
'cause
Kylo Ren
Ren's a
flip at
bitch.
the end? Yeah, Kylo Ren is a bitch.
Right.
He
Which
is.
I know that
I
they,
agree with
and I know
that.
that they wanted to show that they wanted because like that's the thing which I do fuck with because they're like Vader gets to be Vader at a certain point. Like there's a switch flipped.
Yeah.
You can't just you're not Kylo Ren's personality isn't just death and evil from the
Yeah.
start. He was he's slowly getting there. Like there's times where you see him like literally cry like a fucking teenage girl.
And then there's other
because-
times where you see him murder
Yeah.
families.
He's
But
fucking psycho.
but I think, and I do think that I guess is a cool way to look at it with that movie.
But
Is,
General Grievous cooler than every Jedi.
is he the lightning guy? Sorry.
No,
Multiple
that's
arm
the-
fucking-
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah. Very cool.
cyborg.
Darth Maul was fighting two of the fucking like those were pretty big Jedis that he was just fucking casually just.
Yeah.
I mean, one was a rookie, but like ended up he's a legendary.
Dun, dun, dun,
Like Obi-Wan's boring. He's fucking little goofy, fucking over to the side.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
We don't drink. We're Jedi. You know, like there's no fun part of like
fucking booze, Obi-Wan.
yeah,
I
bro.
think Jedi
like,
are allowed to drink.
exactly. He's a pussy.
No, they
He's a
are.
boring pussy. Yeah, I know.
Oh, but he's
He's
a
saying
pussy. I'd
I'm
be
not doing it because I am
yeah.
the Jedi.
and think about how many Force fucking things they could.
He has a green lightsaber?
No. Qui-Gon had the green lightsaber. Obi-Wan is Obi-Wan Kenobi, one of the most famous movie characters of all time.
Yeah.
And like Luke could be cooler. He tries banging his cousin. I'm just kidding.
It's his sister.
Yeah, same thing. Anyways,
Depending on what state you're in.
Yeah. Not cool.
That is interesting, but for one thing, we typically spend more time with heroes than villains when we're watching or reading something.
Right.
So we get to see the full scope of their emotions, and we do get to see those points where maybe it's not the coolest thing ever.
yeah.
And I mean, but to your point, if you're doing things right, your villains should be better than your heroes. Should be cooler than your heroes.
Because then my friend brought up Batman. Batman is a really good villain. Really good villain. And Batman's a very valid hero though, because he's almost because he's edgy though. That's why he's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because then I brought up Deadpool. Deadpool is literally an anti-hero, and that's why he's so great. Because he doesn't give a fuck. He'll accidentally shoot a fucking grandma, and he'll be like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, which is cool. That's just cool.
I do like Deadpool.
You know,
It's for all you kids out there.
Yeah. Shoot grandmas.
Shoot grandmas.
We don't shoot nearly enough grandmas.
If
Just
you get
don't
fucked
shoot
up,
my grandma.
If you get fucked up and become like an anti-hero, shoot a fucking grandma. It's okay. Do whatever you want.
I think.
Invincibles.
Well, here's the thing. Can I pose this to you though?
Yeah. No. Anyways.
And I'm sure this is different in comic books, but in like what I will call mainstream superhero, most people that have basic knowledge of superheroes, what they know is that the villains often are the ones that lose, which I feel like, again, is probably why a lot of people lean towards superheroes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because nobody wants to root for a loser. Let's be real.
That is something that I've never thought about before. Is that maybe the only reason that people are idealizing good traits, moral traits, is because in our media they win.
No, I don't
Those
think
moral
that.
traits
I don't
win.
think it goes that deep. But I do because
There's some people out there.
but I do think that's part of it. I think that's preconceived as to why they root for the superhero. Well, the reason that I say it's preconceived is because you have a notion. Most people, I would say, have a notion of good versus evil. Good should always win before they ever watch a superhero.
Well, that's the thing, is that the very first bedtime stories that you're told, it's someone who is doing the right thing comes out on top.
Yeah.
So you never really have the chance to
explore
my
first
darkness.
bedtime story might give me an evil story. I'm gonna raise a villain.
Yeah, just show him
terrible, something terrible.
The Lord of the Rings, right when he comes out of the womb, and scar him.
Or I'll just have him study Voldemort.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is my point. Harry Potter versus Voldemort. Voldemort's 10 times fucking cooler than nerdy-ass, goofy little Harry Potter, who could have been 10 times cooler in so many moments. If Voldemort literally fucking killed whoever, and people were so scared of him they couldn't even say his name. That's cool. That's so cool. Everyone can run around and say, Harry Potter, he's got a little scar. Fucking people are like, oh my god, don't say that. Like, that's cool as fuck.
I think
that's so
cool.
baller.
I think that
he had the entire world on lock.
I think I would be a lot more Team Voldemort if he wasn't like, like a ball sack with a cloak. Like if he had a nose.
But that's almost to Noah's point though. It's like this guy does look like a fucking idiot, but he's so badass that even though he looks like that,
but
people
the reason,
are still so afraid of him.
But I don't think Voldemort's cool because like he's got no drip. Like imagine
Harry Potter doesn't.
Yeah, Harry Potter wears a hoodie.
imagine
Hermione's cooler than Harry Potter, bro.
Imagine if Voldemort was as badass as he was, and he was like a sharp-looking dude who always wore like a sick all-black three-piece suit instead.
That would just enhance his coolness. He's already cool.
Yes, but no, he's not. To me, he's not cool. He doesn't look cool.
Let me hear your take on what I just said.
Well, the look
like his fingers and his hands and his nails. Get him some fucking nail
You're not
clippers.
fucking
But
him.
that
It doesn't
all-
matter what he looks like.
No,
That
but
all-
it does. That's not cool.
that all plays again into the
Lack of
morality
taking
of
care
it.
of yourself is not cool.
That all again plays into the morality of it, because the reason Voldemort looks so fucked up is because he used dark magic to split his soul up so many times. So are we having two separate
Yeah, but why not
conversations
just
in that
use
way?
a little bit more magic and make yourself look cool again?
My thing is too
Like
is like
that, like
he does
fucking
so
Peter
much
Pettigrew.
more.
Peter Pettigrew lived as a rat for
True.
fucking 10 years.
True.
You're telling me Voldemort couldn't mix something up to make himself not look absolutely
Yeah,
fucking
but
disgusting?
Peter Pettigrew did look disgusting.
Okay, I know, but what I'm saying is you could make yourself look like
There
whatever
were
you want to in
potions.
this
There were
world.
potions like that, wasn't there?
Well, there's a polyjuice potion that lets
Yeah.
you
But I'm
switch
sure.
into somebody else
I
who
thought there
already
was one that
exists.
made you
though.
more attractive, and then you
There
became
I
grotesque.
mean, I assume there is.
I'm pretty sure there was one.
Well, there was like the whole love potion thing, but that wasn't.
That's-
You didn't
yeah, that's
become
a
more
I
different-
thought
attractive.
there was one.
People
I
just
literally
fell
had
in
like
love
an
with
image
you.
where someone's like face changed and morphed.
Well, yeah, but that's
Polyjuice.
polyjuice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But okay, so yeah, then Voldemort should have done that shit. Voldemort should have been fucking spiking everybody
Yeah,
with
but
love
you
potions.
also don't understand. He also could have just been like, "I'm so powerful, I don't give a fuck that I look like a
No,
ball
that's
sack."
definitely how he. That's
Right,
definitely.
which is cool.
That's definitely
That's
what it was.
cool, dude. He's just like,
I
I'm on a
mean,
warpath to
no,
kill everyone.
it-
I don't care that I look like a mole ball
It is
sack.
cool. It's cool in the sense where like it's cool that he has the attitude, but he would be a cooler character if he looked cooler. Like that's the whole point of like why cool people look cool.
That's interesting.
I mean, you're
Like
not
in
wrong.
movies, I mean.
Because
you know
if
what I'm
we-
saying?
You're
Like
not wrong.
Yeah, because if we apply
it's like
that
having an
same-
attractive girl as an actress. Like people like that.
That's
Yeah, it
exactly.
works, it
Well,
works,
that's
yeah.
what I was gonna say. Is if we apply that same thing to villainesses, Bellatrix Lestrange,
See,
aside from her
Did we
teeth,
talk about this? Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
we did,
Bellatrix
the other
Lestrange
week.
has like a little something going on.
and obviously Harley Quinn, who like everybody is
OP.
just like,
Yeah. Like Bellatrix was, and I agree. If Bellatrix Lestrange just like took a couple showers, her hair could still be like crazy
yeah, her
curly.
hair's fine,
But if
but
she
her
just like
teeth are just so
yeah
bad.
mixed in a toothbrush, a couple showers, maybe clip the nails, she would yeah.
Also, let's just talk in terms of magic. Voldemort doing 10 times.
I will
cooler
say,
shit.
you want to know what his cool
That was my biggest beef with that
what's
series,
the guy?
bro.
What's the professor's name?
Dumbledore,
No.
Slughorn.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the guy that the Horcrux conversation is.
Yes.
So like that when Tom Riddle is still Tom Riddle and that like forgotten memory scene he's so fucking cool in that scene because he's saying this to this professor and like he just doesn't give a fuck.
Tom Riddle is 10
Whereas
times cooler than
Harry Potter didn't even have the sack to just straight
Yeah.
up ask the professor. Like he had to dance his way around it for for like
And
He had to
Hermione,
use a luck
Hermione's a
potion.
much better sorcerer. Like
Yeah.
he literally just is lucky.
No, see, I don't think it. I think he's very, very powerful. Like that's
He's
his
pretty
thing.
powerful. He's not
yeah,
great
because of plot
academically,
armor.
but that's
He's got that plot armor.
kind
power.
of. Yeah.
That's what it is.
But,
You've seen it a million times. You know, it's
But
fucking
again-
strength from his asshole.
but
and he,
again,
like,
But
trains
that's what I
ones-
mean. But that's part of his
reading those
not
books
cool.
and even watching the movies, we're with Harry the whole time. Reading the books, we're seeing Harry's thoughts, and we can't. I think it's very unlikely that Tom Riddle was as like puberty style, like angsty as Harry Potter, but he could have been. We don't know how many times he had wanted to have that conversation with Slughorn. We only saw it when he like really put that Tom Riddle face on and like got the job done.
But even when they start talking about Dumbledore starts talking about memories, right? And they have that first memory of Dumbledore going to get Tom Riddle from that like orphanage place, and he's like. And he's talking about how he has thoughts about like hurting people bad and stuff like. And he's like a 5-year-old kid.
My thing is too is he knows how well things work out for him, but he's still so timid to go into shit.
Who, Harry Potter?
Yeah, like that Tom Riddle thing. It worked some of the shit that he pulls off.
Well,
Even
that
fucking
was the luck.
invisibility
That
cloak.
was the luck potion.
But still, like,
And the
even
invisibility
just,
cloak
I
loses
feel like
its
after a
juice,
certain
too.
time, you got to be like, damn, that's crazy that I keep fucking getting myself out of these situations.
But
Maybe I shouldn't be
yeah,
a pussy
and like
about this.
also if you're Harry
And
Potter,
it finally happens at the end, but it's been like the dude's been traumatized. at
well,
that
but
point.
you know what?
when you
His whole life before he learned that he was a wizard, it was
Yeah,
just
just getting shit on.
getting dunked on
Yeah.
every day nonstop.
and
that's
also
true.
and
I
even,
imagine he'd be worried like,
And
oh, shit,
even
my
then,
luck's gonna run
every
out.
But
single
you know what
person-
would be cooler? Just getting over that.
Yeah, but
'Cause I'm
every
sure
single
Voldemort
every
would've.
single person in his entire universe, even the people closest to him that were willing to go to battle with him,
Yeah.
were like 100% certain that he was doomed.
Yeah.
So why would he have confidence to go and do something when everybody around you is like, I mean, thanks for trying, Harry, but it's
if
too
you're
late.
Cool, you know, you got that confidence.
You got that juice.
Like, I just love that storyline of someone just being fucking so power hungry they just go off and seek it, which is just Voldemort. Like, I fucking think that's so baller.
No, I think
you want to do it, so you do it, and you just don't give a fuck about who you stop.
But I think that
or who stops
I think that there's an underlying bit of that within like a hero too, compared to a villain. But when it's with a hero, it's not made out to seem like they're doing it for the wrong reasons, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's always like, well, they're doing it because they're saving the world. But realistically, like Hancock is a great example of this, right? Like, yeah, he ends up being like a good guy, but when he doesn't give a fuck, like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Deadpool, right? Like, he's stopping people from doing some bad shit, but he doesn't care what happens in the meantime. And if he doesn't feel like doing it, he doesn't feel like doing it. Right. He just knows, like, I could run this world if I wanted to.
And that was that movie is a lot better than some Marvel produced and fucking DC produced movies.
For sure. You know, Marvel, they have to
Suicide Squad
walk the line so much.
Yeah,
new one?
They do, but I haven't seen the new one. But I'm just talking about the original. It just should never even happen.
See,
that's my thing.
The one with what's his name as the Joker? Like the one that came out. Yeah. See, you guys know we've had conversations like this before. Like, I'm not a big comic book guy. I loved that movie. I thought like Deadshot in that movie. That's Will Smith's name, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's so fucking cool in that movie.
Which is the thing is my thing with the movie is they casted really well. Everyone looks good. Even the fucking uniforms look good, but they 100% just watered it down because they were trying to sell it to fucking like 13 to like.
Yeah, it could have been way nastier, and it sounds like it should have been.
DC is DC. People like DC because it's dark, it's edgy. Why do people like fucking Batman?
The Peacemaker
not because
show
he's fucking goofy. Right, like, there's just so many. The writing for that movie is fucking terrible. Will Smith, a fucking helicopter goes down, explodes, and crashes. Will Smith walks in there and finds an untouched binder titled in all caps "classified" and goes, "Holy shit, guys! It's us!
We're fighting aliens."
Jesus fuck, man! Like, it's literally like a fucking movie for 12-year-olds, and the ending was terrible. Harley Quinn goes, "I'll join your team," and then stabs her after this bitch fucks them up for 2 hours. It was just fucking my thing.
And that's another situation. What?
My thing too is there's millions of fucking storylines that they don't even have to deviate from. You can go word from fucking word, and unless it's too bad to show on TV or a movie, you don't.
Well, that's the thing. It's just the
and is there anything that's really too sorry, but is there anything that's really too bad to show on TV or in a movie anymore? No. I would say no.
No, because it's been shown.
But it's because
and you get that rated R. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, you don't need to hold back for fucking
because at this point people are. They just want to see something that's more different. But with these DC and Marvel movies, the problem is the business is just so big. Like, it costs a lot to make those movies. It's a snake eating itself. It costs a lot to make those movies.
But also
because there's a spectacle
it also
to it
costs
that they can sell it overseas, which
to
is
make that
huge.
movie and have it fucking bomb.
Yeah,
you know.
Well.
So you run that risk
but
too,
Deadpool
you know?
was rated R, wasn't it?
They still like.
What's up?
Isn't Deadpool
Deadpool is
100%.
another example of
it was like one of the first,
and that's
it was
also
the
not
first.
an MCU movie.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's a good example of like
taking risks can do well. Most of the time, I mean, everybody knows that typically there are a lot of instances where taking risks on on
you're
movies
doing
and stuff.
Suicide Squad, not Green Lantern.
It does a lot of good. It can really come out, but sometimes it doesn't work. And when there's so much money on the table and a lot of people very high up who are just so worried about losing their jobs and so worried about China and all this other stuff, it just fucks itself.
That's Jared Leto. Jared Leto has like an hour and a half of fucking uncut scenes
from that movie.
Batman v Superman, there was uncut scenes, and when it finally released,
he's only in that for like 2 seconds, right? When he just drives the car.
It's still cool though. Like, I thought Jared Leto's Joker was cool.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Everyone was just shitting on it. It's just like, dude, you didn't even see it enough to give it past judgment on it.
Yeah.
When he jumps into that pit after Harley Quinn,
But a lot of people
revealed
revealed that there was like people in suits that made decisions on that movie and that's why it's shit.
Well, that's what
Just
ended up
because they're
happening
worried
with
about the money.
what's his name's cut of
Yeah.
the Justice League,
Yep.
shit like that. And same like, so I don't
that
remember
one is
this.
actually my Suicide Squad. I'm sorry to keep.
No, you're
off,
good.
But my Suicide Squad is second biggest disappointment. First biggest disappointment. Only reason why it's relevant. When I was growing up, my dad got me a desk. He put fucking comics in it. One of the comics in it was The Death of Superman. It's one of the only Superman things I've ever owned. The villain in that is such a fucking badass. Doomsday. He's so fucking cool, and they just tossed him into that movie like it was a fucking throwaway.
Yeah.
Like that entire The Death of Superman should have been just like either the prelude to that, or I don't know where it would fit in with that timeline, but they rushed the fuck out of that, and that really
Doomsday's the big glowing orange guy.
He's the guy at the end.
Yeah, he's the guy at the end. But in the actual thing, he has a white beard. He has these white crystal rocks.
He looks so
white
cool.
fucking knuckle things. These white things like here, and they cut Superman when he fucks him up, and they just slug it the fuck out, blowing the fuck up out of the city. Mad people fucking die. It's fucking nuts, and he ends up actually dying. And then there's like this all other process, blah blah blah. But they just skipped the fuck out of it, and it was just so fucking.
I mean, we all know that whole situation was because Warner Brothers was so nervous about. They were so worried that superheroes was a real flash in the pan, despite Marvel's apparent longevity, that they were like, we need to capitalize this immediately, and the only way to do that is to rush everything, and that's never going to be a good option.
Nope.
But if they hadn't, then they all would have gotten fired.
Yep.
What
Which
about
is annoying. It's a paradox.
Yeah.
What about Watchmen?
Yeah, the business is just too big.
I remember when that movie first came out because that was an R-rated movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And
And
that was like people
that was a
were.
long
I know,
time
but
ago.
people were like very like taken back by the fact that an R-rated like
And that one,
superhero movie was coming out.
It's hard to call them pure. I mean, they are heroes, but like,
Well,
I don't know, that one's
superhero as in a generic
No,
term.
no, they are.
Yeah.
I'm not
comic
saying.
movie.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Yeah.
they're not. It's just like because they're kind of like a police-ish force. Like, fuck, I forgot what else I was gonna say before that.
I don't know.
What were we talking about before Watchmen?
I don't know.
Death of Superman.
Oh, we were talking about Doomsday.
Dude, one of the coolest parts of fucking Batman vs Superman was Deathstroke at the end. Deathstroke really fucking cool.
Yeah, excellent
80s
character.
villain.
That's true.
Did we see that movie together in
Batman v
Florida?
Superman. Yeah, we did. We
Yes,
saw it
we
at the
did.
At the
AMC,
AMC
in
in Disney
Disney
Springs.
Springs. Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. And you were pissed after it.
I was super pissed. It's literally the
And
only
I remember
Superman
being like,
story I've
I remember
owned.
being like, well, I thought it was good.
Yeah,
and
because
you guys were all like, well, you don't fucking read the comics, you dumb fuck. Go
Fucking
kill
pussy,
yourself.
fucking
And I was
nerd.
like, all right, sorry.
fucking casual.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah, who
Me and
fucking
Andrew
inv-
both
who-
dressed up as
who-
Superman.
Who fucking invited
Andrew-
you?
I was Superman. He was Batman.
Yeah, and you guys beat the fuck out
Yeah,
of each
we just
other.
grounded,
Yeah,
pounded
Oh
that
yeah,
in
he
the
hit me
alley.
in the nose with a plastic
yeah,
pipe
and
and
made you
whatever.
bleed. Yeah,
Just
we
left you.
just left you in the theater.
Liz
Yeah.
found you in the
Uh-huh.
middle of the fucking food court.
Yeah. But that theater they bring you
That
like
was
milkshakes
baller.
and
That
shit.
was
Remember?
crazy.
Yeah.
There was like 3 restaurants outside.
Yeah. Well. I mean, it's right next to Splitsville, the greatest
Springs.
restaurant probably of all time.
I'm
Oh,
starving.
yeah. It's about that time
Okay,
already.
yeah, because I have to piss so bad.
Cool.
Water
Sorry,
bottle
I'm
it.
wrapping it up.
Yeah, that's it. You got the hole in the chair for it.
Yeah.
I saw that.
The hole in the
Yeah,
chair.
the gamer chair.
Just
Right.
do it like you did in the cup the day you accidentally crossed the border.
Excellent.
One
That
of the
was-
greatest stories
That-
ever told
that
on this
cup
podcast.
was maybe this big. Probably
one of the
smaller.
greatest
It was
stories
a
ever told on
free
this
Slurpee
podcast.
Slurpee cup.
I'll have
Yeah.
Andrew's got to tell you this story when
I
we
had to
wrap up
pee in
here.
it.
But Noah, thanks for coming on.
Thanks
We
for
always
having me.
appreciate it.
Of course.
We didn't talk about it as much as we have in the past, but we talked about it enough, and I'm sure the people listening know that you're on your stream grind. Yeah, so let them know.
Yeah, I don't know. I stream every day. I've been doing more horror. I've been doing more horror.
Like game
Outlast,
streams?
yeah,
That's cool.
Outlast,
Yeah,
The
I
Forest.
see like clips of it. I've never tuned
I've
into
been
it.
playing The Forest. It's mad fun.
You gotta
when
let
play
me.
The
I gotta.
Forest, 'cause,
I'll
like,
tune in when you play
There's
that.
like, because I'll teabag everything. Like, I'll fucking, I don't know. I think I'm funny. I'm even funny when I play the Outlast too, because like, I'll get so scared that I have to make like humor out of it. So like I'll clear a part and just start fucking teabagging a dead body and shit like that.
Well,
and,
especially like
Interesting.
I don't know.
LS is really good.
Do you like sit in a dark room and with just your laptop or just your monitor
I
on when
turn
you
my
play?
lights off. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
fucking,
that's cool.
You gotta
See,
get in the element.
yeah, that's what I
have
mean.
like I have a red light too that I can put on.
And your head and you can't hear anything but the game probably.
I
and
turn that
it's
shit
just
all the way up. Like, it's because it's funny being a viewer because like it's like you're kind of like because a lot of that shit's like movie.
Yeah, and
like,
it's
not
and
running gun.
and as a viewer, it's like half scary, half hysterical.
Yeah. Oh, it's hilarious if you're not me.
Yeah. I've never played one of those games. I've always
really
wanted
fun,
to.
Really fun.
Even when that Slender Man one with the light.
Dude, I
was
played
popular.
one that was like just an hour long. It's called like Within the Darkness, and it fucking freaked me out, bro. And there's only like, it's probably 10 different like interactions between this little like character. It's just like a mind fuck.
What's your stream?
Just Nasklar, NASKLAR _ live probably every day after like 7:30 Eastern.
Check that shit out, boy. I'm exhausted too. You're hungry. It was too much. There was too much nostalgia to go on to suck all our energy out.
Yeah,
and then
there really was
fucking
a lot.
just Emily, her presence just
Jesus
irks
Christ.
me when I sit here. So it like throws me off. It throws
The
everything
one
off.
thing that I
Go ahead.
Never mind. We can't.
come on.
So this is such a the one thing that I always remember of us. Now that I think about it, there's more coming in. But you showed us so many videos. You showed us Childish Gambino for the first time, but you also showed us there was like a small chunk of time where when like iPod Touches had just come out and they had the YouTube app right on them, so you could watch like whatever you wanted on YouTube. And we came over your house one time. You're like, I gotta show you guys this thing, and it was the Grapist sketch from Whitest Kids You Know,
So
and we
good.
watched that so many times.
There's
and I
so
was
many
like,
good.
This,
Then the
old
Abe Lincoln
YouTube.
one.
There's
Dude,
so much.
I'll
good
tell you
old
what.
YouTube
When we
content.
watched The Grapist specifically in your basement, I was like, "This is so stupid." A couple years ago, I saw like some Whitest Kid You Know stuff on YouTube, and I'm like, This is so ahead of its time.
Yeah,
that
it was-
Lincoln sketch is funny as fuck. They have this one
I
sketch.
forgot about that.
Everybody,
Because
please
it's like
look
making
it up.
fun of Hamilton almost in the fucking Abe Lincoln one. Because I think that's what they're watching. It's like it's not Hamilton. I think it is. It's like the undead version of it. Or it's like some like old love story.
Macbeth.
Maybe that's what it is. Or maybe it's Hamlet.
I don't know. They're doing something.
Maybe it's Hamlet.
They're
I think
doing
it's Hamlet. Because he says it in there. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure it says
okay.
Hamlet. Okay, so it's like the zombie version of Hamlet.
Which one
Yeah.
were you gonna say?
There's this sketch that they have that none of them are in, but it's so funny. It's called Little Hitler, and it's like a
Here we
Leave
go.
It to Beaver style sitcom. And it's this little kid with like the Hitler mustache, like going around town, and he like saves a dog from a tree, and he he runs into like this homeless man, and the guy's like, "Oh, I'm so hungry," and little Hitler is like, "Here is a homemade pie for you," and then he just kind of like goes on his way, and the hobo is like, "God bless you, Hitler." So this kid is doing all this super nice stuff for the town, and then they have a ceremony for him to give him like the key to the city. So they get Hitler up on the stage, and he's like 5 years old. They hand him this key, and everybody's, "Yay, Hitler! Hooray for Hitler!" And then this little kid like pokes his head around the corner. He's like, "Hey, Hitler, come here." And it was like, "What can I do for you, chum?" And the kid has got a joint, and he's like, "Try this." Hitler takes one hit of this joint, and he goes, "Jews!" And I mean, that's perfect, man. Like that's
comedy.
That hits on
It's
so
true
much.
as
That
form.
just hits on so much stuff.
Ugh.
And also that show, the very first episode of that show again starts with a rap about Hitler. Like that's coming out of the gates very
Yeah,
strong
it's a
for like
show with
2005 or
Hitler. Yeah.
whatever.
And we can't even put Hitler content on Instagram.
No.
So
Hitler content. I don't know if we want to. I don't know if that's what we want to call it. It's not really that.
Hitler content. Get all these crazy neo-Nazis in your comments. Yo, we love chewing the cooler. Go Hitler.
Oh Christ.
Yeah, that's
Long
what
live
we
the
need.
revolution.
All right.
Yeah, well, we are big Disney fans.
Oh, dude, we when we went to Disney the last time, all we were doing was like making.
Well,
Nazi
there's
jokes.
a We've said this before, but I'll tell you this: when you are in the line, like the last part of the line for the Tower of Terror, before you get let into the elevator room, you're in like the study, we'll call it, or the library.
Yeah.
And so there's, it's obviously very elaborate, the props and stuff like that. And the one entire wall of books on the bookshelf is what?
Just German classics. Yeah, and we saw them. We were like, "This,
Wait, what do
come
you
on!"
mean?
Like the
Like
books
that-
are
that-
just
it
like
was-
it's like German classics, volume 1 through like 1,000.
Yeah, that's all the books
The
in there.
bookshelf is just all like
That's weird.
German literature.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It is weird. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's where Walt Disney probably spent most of his time. Was he even alive when that was built? They probably just found him buried somewhere. We're like, oh, we could throw these in as a prop. It was his personal collection. All right, Noah, thanks again for coming on. Check out NASCAR_score. Check out his stream, kind of around 7:30 Eastern time every day, according to him. Andy, I love you.
I love you too. Thanks, pal.
Thanks
Let's get
for
out of
having
here.